Hey guys, Morten and Henning from FlippedNormals here, and in today's video we are looking at some of the best Archviz and asset stores that we have available for you on FlippedNormals.
These products are relevant for you even if you're not an Archviz artist. You can use these for if you want to be a lighting artist, if you are working in games, whatever it might be. This can serve as a starting point for all your asset needs.
Before we get into the video, I just want to remind you that we're currently having a 40% summer sale on FlippedNormals. This is the last day of the summer sale, so if you've been eyeing any of these products, make sure to pick them up before it's too late. So first off, we're taking a look at HEMASE stores. This is focused on interior assets, plants, chairs, and desks, and it's a sort of versatile store for, I guess, all of your decoration needs. They're all high poly, all really high quality, sort of in line with what you'd come to expect from any kind of Archviz or interior visualization assets. As an example, here's one of his chairs, like this, what do you call that? When it's like this kind of
like a folded chair?
Yeah, and like the detail level on this, everything from the modeling to the textures, it's just phenomenal. So when you're doing these kinds of projects, like if you're doing a project, let's say you're lighting something or you want to do an exercise, you don't necessarily want to have to model all these things by yourself. So having assets like this ready-made and available really speeds up both your workflow, but also, I guess, your learning experience as a whole.
This will still take me days to model and texture and with everything. It's a pretty complex stuff when it comes to, like, it has some fabrics involved and really high quality texturing.
Yeah, it's something you don't really want to spend too much time on if your focus isn't actually on modeling or creating assets.
Then we have the RRZ store. This is a really cool store which focuses heavily on collections. So instead of having 1,000 different props as a separate product, you can buy 10 antique packs, for instance, or we can look at the wooden items pack, which focuses really well on really old, antique, and vintage props.
It's really cool. They all come completely PBR ready, so you can just drag and drop them into your scene. And for any, like Henning says, any vintage style environment or set that you're working on, I think these props are perfect. They focus more on the smaller nitty-gritty stuff. There are some bigger set pieces, but mostly it's tools or picture frames, the small stuff that you would have lying around in your house.
And keep in mind that these kind of props and everything we're showing, you don't necessarily have to have a need for them right away. It can be that you want to learn from and learn how to do these kind of assets and see what's considered production ready. This is a great way of getting your hands on some cool assets.
Next up, we have the store from Xzins. Now this is a crazy store. This is kind of reminiscent of when Henning and I were first starting out with 3D. We would look at all these crazy environments from something like Evermotion, where they would create fully fledged sets. These are fully realistic with realistic lighting and are complete. So it's not individual props or individual elements. What you see is what you get. Everything is modeled, everything is textured, and everything is done. You can kind of use these, think of these as you're doing location scouting in real life. You're shooting a commercial or you're shooting a film. If that's the case, most of the time you'll go around, you'll figure out, okay, this is the kind of neighborhood I want to shoot this commercial in or whatever. And here's a shot from a film or something like that. And then you would shoot that there. You can use that to the same extent. You look at the kind of environments that you're looking to shoot in. Maybe you're shooting something from a Russian, spy thing or something, and you would shoot that in these kind of crazy Baroque environments.
When I was a fresh city artist, I really wanted to become a lighter because that's where you can really tell a lot of the stories. But the problem is you don't have assets for it. You don't have environments. And if I could get my hands on something like this, I would have got that without any question. Then we have the store of Unimodels. This is a collection of really high quality game models. Unlike the other ones in this series, or in this video, they're not game models, and this is exclusively designed for games.
And especially when you're doing Archviz with a VR focus on it, I think these kinds of game assets are perfect because they will run real time. You'll have great performance in your engine. So you can drag and drop these into, if you're showing imagine you're doing like a client show and you want to show them an apartment. You can decorated with these props here, or like desks, chairs, all the stuff that Unimodels sells. Quickly throw it in, iterate on it, and then be sure to know that everything is going to run smoothly in engine.
They're just really high quality props. This would, they're simple props, but these still take a long time to actually make.
The nice thing about collections like these is that you have a lot of variety and a lot of range to pick from. So it makes it easy to really quickly just iterate on stuff. And maybe if the people that you're working with are like, oh, I don't like that table, let's switch it out for something else, you can really easily do so.
And then for the last store, we have a lot of really awesome Blender environments. These are all full environments and they will run beautifully in Blender. Like with the other ones, you can use this for almost like location scouting, or you can use this if you want to learn how they did that. When I was a fresh artist, I also looked at renders, similar renders to this, and I actually couldn't understand how they were done because they were such a high quality. So if you can get your hands on a full scene like this, you can learn maybe more from that than you can from a lot of tutorial series, because you can really reverse engineer what they're doing. You can see what works, you can see what doesn't work, where the thing is shortcuts, and how are they lighting the scene, a scene like this.
Yeah, maybe you're struggling with, especially when you're lighting interior scenes, you're struggling with noise, like fireflies everywhere. You can take a look at the settings that they use, the kinds of materials that they've set up, to really get an inside perspective on how to create scenes exactly like this. And other than that, these assets are not just for learning, but also for populating your scenes. These are a recent addition to the FlippedNormals marketplace. We're constantly adding more and more, both Archviz, but also in just assets in general to the store. So if you're interested in something like that beyond just learning resources, which we've been known for traditionally, be sure to browse around and see if there's anything on the marketplace for you. Like we mentioned in the beginning, this is the last day of the summer sale. So everything is 40% off, and if there's anything you've been on the lookout for or hoping was going to be on sale, now is the time. Head over there, check it out, and maybe pick up a copy.